Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vishal. In this video, let's have a look on the bricks texture inside the Blender software. To demonstrate, I've just got a simple scene here which has got monkey, polycube and a plane. So if I select any of the model and then here, if I go to the material section, I could generally add a new material and then I can edit it further. You can also switch to the shading section there where you could able to see my viewport on the top, and then you could able to work around with the material which you're creating. So just go to the material section here and then just click new button from here, or maybe you can also do this from here, which is the same thing. So the Suzanne will be getting a new material which is going to be the principled BSDF material, so which is the default shader assigned to the model. So once that material is assigned here, which is named like material.001, and if I have to assign the similar shader, the same shader to the other two objects, to just have a look, I'm going to change the color here to something like red, and then now I'm going to select the plane, the cube, and lastly I'll be selecting the Suzanne or the monkey. And this model will have a lighter selection color which tells this is the active object. So the Suzanne should be the last object to be selected, and then press Ctrl L and then go to the link material section, which gives the material which we have created. So once we have got this, we can just test the base color, or sorry, the bricks texture, plugging it into the base color. So for that, you can go to the add node, or you can press Shift A and then go to the textures and then choose the bricks texture. So once the bricks texture has come, you can just click and then drop it there. So there are two outputs. One is the color and another one is the factor. So color goes to any input which generally works with the color instead of the value. For example, the base color is let's say is a red color. Okay, so that's a color basically, whereas the metallic is not a color, but it's a value of how much metallic that object is. So the higher the value, the more the metallic this object would look like. So there are two types of attributes you could able to see. One is the color type attribute and the other one is the value type attribute, which is where the factor is going to connect, or popularly a 3-channel connection or the single channel connection can be made here. So the color goes into the 3-channel and the factor goes to the single channel connections. The best way to identify is the color will have a color swatch, whereas the value has the number value and a slider there. So if I can connect this one to the base color like that, or I can also do the factor and then connect it, but I should be able to connect it to the metallic there. So if you could able to see here, the factor is connected to the metallic. The brick texture's color value is defining how much metallic that particular part should be. So let's try to explore the brick texture. So I'll be connecting this color to the base color, which will generally give the bricks texture to our model here. So you should be able to see the texture is projected from a particular point of view. It's not really respecting the UVs or anything of that sort. So right now we'll focus on the bricks texture and its attributes. So bricks texture is a procedural texture, which means you can able to control the size of the bricks, the arrangement of the bricks here. So what we can do here is try to explore these all values. So first, to start with, we have the two colors here. You can change the color of these textures, like I could able to make it to red. Then all the bricks will turn to the red. So if I just make one of the color to the red, you should be able to see the red color bricks with some variation of the color here, because some of the bricks look slightly pale in red color itself. So the other color what you're able to see is the color number 2, where I can generally pick that to the blue. So you should be able to see the randomization is happening between the red and the blue colors here. So let me just leave that as it is. And then the mortar is the gap, the black line between these bricks. Mortar is generally a mixture of cement and sand. So that paste generally is a mortar. So when you connect bricks, you get this mortar. So yeah, mortar is black color here. You can change that to any color. Sometimes you might have some different images where you can plug that images here and then make this look more organic. So we can connect bricks or cement textures here into this. That's the reason we have some inputs going on here, some input connections here. We also have some offset here. So let's put the offset value to 0. Then you should be able to see the bricks are vertically laid. I mean, there is no cross pattern here. One brick on the other, I should be able to see the brick is exactly on the top. Whereas when I put a value of 0.5, let me just do the slider, then you should be able to see every alternate layer of the bricks is slightly offsetting or moving aside like that. So 0.5 value will make this brick move exactly so that this line falls into the center of that particular brick. Then we have the frequency. Now what that actually means is, now I'll just select this plane. I just isolated those by hitting backslash after selecting the plane. Now just to clearly see what's really happening here. So I'll just put a frequency of 2, okay, and then sorry, frequency is 2 by default. Let me put a value of 3. Now what you should be able to see is the 2 rows are not offset. 2 rows are like one brick on top of the other. There is no change in these 2 rows, and the third row is slightly offset, and this is continued throughout the pattern. 2 rows and then the next row is offset. So if I put a value of 4 here, then you should be able to see 1, 2, 3 rows are basically not offset, and then the fourth row is offset. So I can put as many numbers as I want here. Okay, so we have the squash value. Now what is that squash value is the alternate row of this bricks is basically squashing the bricks. Actually you should be able to see the bricks are becoming very small in size comparative to this particular row. So I've squashed it to a value of 0.3 where there are too many bricks here. And it also got the frequency which is doing the same thing. 2 rows bricks are not squashed. The third row is squashed when I put the frequency value to 3. When I put a value of 4, then 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 rows, no squash. And on the fourth row, we got the squash value here. So let me put the squash value to 1 and the frequency to 2, and then just move forward here. So we also have the scale which controls the size of the bricks here. So I'll put a value of 1. So you should be able to see the size of the overall bricks here, the 2, the 3, and the 10. Okay, so you got all of them here. So we have mortar size, which means the thickness here. You should be able to see mortar size. I'll just increase the mortar size to 0.2, very thick. 0.1, the black line is too thick here, you should be able to see. 0.05, then it's slightly thinner. 0.02, way thinner. So I can increase the thickness of the mortar size with that. We also have the smoothness here, and this texture really gives a very interesting displacement or bump when we are doing it. So smoothness helps there to get that nice beveled bricks coming out or tiles coming out. So that is smooth. So we also have a bias which will have a value of -1 to +1. Okay, so -1 takes the red color, +1 takes the blue color, whereas 0 takes a mix of those both colors. If the bias value is more inclined to -1, which is 0.5, -0.5, so more of red bricks with slight randomization can be seen. 0.5, you see more of blue bricks with slight randomization can be seen. So that's how the bias would work. Then you got the bricks width. So I'll just reduce the bricks width here. Bricks width is 0.5. So when I increase this to 1, you could able to see the brick is too wide there. Okay, put a value of 2, it's too wide. So I'll make that value to 0.5. And then you got the height, which increases the brick height and it makes it too long. So the value is 0.25. Procedural textures is a great way to control or create textures. I always recommend procedural texture for texturing your scenes in any software, which generally adopt to the resolution while we are rendering any scene. So this is bricks texture for you. And if you got any questions related to the bricks texture, please let me know in the comment section. And I would like to request you to subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Okay, thank you very much.